Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and staying with us through this showcase of Accele Electronics here on day 4 of CMA Industry Week. I'm going to bring back my guest today, which is Christian, Vice President of Accele. Wow.
How you doing,
It
man?
just blows by, doesn't it?
It's fast, man. We're almost there, though.
We're almost there. Okay,
We're
this
almost there.
final session, very important, and because all we're going to be talking about is Bueller.
That's it. Bueller. Strong, simple, smart. That's our. That's really kind of our motto. To be honest with you, we just want really powerful products that work well and that throw a little twist and help people in the little technological questions they have or needs, and most of it's really driven, honestly, by Alan, who I think we're hopefully going to get, I think, as a guest a little later, just to talk about some of the Bueller automotive. But I'm going to touch. There's two different categories. We have Bueller Consumer, which has several different items, but it's more consumer-ready, packaged goods, ready-friendly. And then we have Bueller Automotive, and those are relays and a lot of the techie stuff.
So let's get right into it for dealers listening in. What is Bueller? Because for me, I know Bueller from the relays.
Yep.
But tell us about Bueller.
Yeah, Bueller, again, is really kind of it's a brand-driven kind of a pet of our owner, and it's a totally different group of engineers and minds that Alan works with, just trying to again showcase and drive newer technologies and bring them to market.
All right, so anything Bueller was really what's fresh?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Sometimes it's fresh. Sometimes in automotive, it's just, again, strong, simple, smart. Right. That's what we're shooting for.
What are a couple of the items that we could relate to?
So on the Bueller consumer side, which I'll talk about, we'll touch base in a few. It kind of started with like we had a pen that would charge cell phones, obviously, so it would hold a charge and you release it. You do that. We have a DVR out there that's already built into a flashlight, so security-wise, if you walk outside, so items like that. And then we get into a little bit of the vehicle side. I think we are going to touch base on the on our wireless charging kits.
Yeah, I think there's
let's drop up that really fast. So we have a universal pad, and we just added a Toyota pad, which is great for the RAV4. It's awesome. And that is that. So there's the WLC-TR V4. Again, it's all QI. It has a couple LEDs on the front. It's a 15-watt fast charging pad that is just OE perfect fit for the RAV4. You're going to drill one hole for the cable and you're done. The one below it, and that you can sell under the counter, or you can put it out. It has a really nice retail packaging. That's our WCPH. We have two versions, one that's going to be hardwired, and then one that your consumers can just plug into the USB. Obviously, the hardwired, you're going to get 10 watts. You're going to about half of that through the USB, and the USB has to be at least 2.0 to drive it.
Right.
But all of them have 3 coils, so you're not really fishing around for
trying to find the sweet spot.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, silicone pads, they're just really well built. We have other ones, but those are the highlight. We have vent mounts, et cetera, but that's really those are the ones that we're excited about.
Are you going to be looking at doing more application specifics like this?
Of course, yeah, of course. We try and catch them on the newer models, and again, a lot of the always were QI initially. A lot of the dealerships were just kind of afraid to jump into wireless charging, but the industry has kind of established a standard now, and it's they're working on every phone. So we'll definitely be have much larger focus on that moving forward.
All right. What about OE integrations?
Also, note on that Toyota pad kit, Importel is offering 5% off on that, and I know they have a fresh stock on that. So if you're interested in trying that, make sure you give those guys a call.
And you know what? I might have to update you on that one. I think it's 5% across the board on all discountable items.
It is everything.
Okay, so
yeah.
Get in your Accele electronics order or Bueller order and get 5% with Importel.
Cool. The next thing we do, man, is screen mirroring devices. And we touched a little bit on that during the AcceleVision one. We have 2 different types. We have a wired version and a wireless version. A dongle, which basically plugs into the HDMI, quite similar to Chromecast and some of the other technologies that are out there. Here's my and I get asked this a lot: is the wireless going to work with iPhone? Is the wired going to work with iPhone? That's always the key, right? I just wouldn't sell anybody's wireless dongles for iPhone usage. I really just as a dealer, do yourself a favor. Apple releases updates 11.2, 11.3, 11.3 and a half, A, B, C. And every single time we have to do an update for it, seemingly on wireless technology. Our SPA 460, which is a wired view, this thing, none of that is required, right? It kind of tricks the system how we do it, but we had to do a update. I think when they went to 11.0, because I think it was a completely new operating system. So aside of that, there's no updates necessary. You plug it in, you plug your phone into it. It'll ask you, for permission. Do you trust this device? You hit yes, and then out of the HDMI input, it'll go into your screen, and you're ready to mirror and move on with your life. Mm-hmm. And so I would use that. And again, you can use that. All of our drop-down monitors have HDMI. Most head decks have HDMI. So it's a really, really good piece. And then why screen mirror if you have, CarPlay and all those other things? Because it's really limited. Those are limited in what they're going to offer, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. We do another version down there too. If you go a little further on the SPA 500, maybe you can
do a
jump
search
on
for that while you talk about it. SPA 500.
Yeah, SPA 500 is cool. I think we touched on that before. That's got it's basically got SAC technology.
A what?
SAC technology.
SAC.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Beautiful
acronym.
Thank you. We just wanted you to say it.
Yeah, thank you. You got me. Yeah. You got me.
Yeah. So SAC is actually selective application control.
Okay.
So basically you plug your phone into it, and it's adaptability very similar to CarPlay and Android Auto. It gives you those abilities to scroll through a selective amount of applications on your phone, and then reproduce them onto the screen. And then in turn, as opposed to touchscreen using your head deck, you have a little control. Yeah, kind of like a BMW Mercedes control. It's a great piece.
On the topic of CarPlay and Android Auto.
Yeah.
Where else can this go with? Is there anywhere? Are there any other offerings as far as integration?
Yeah, down below a little further, we have two different. We have the AUSB 20, the AUSB Uni 2. This is a really cool piece. If you're trying to skip around that, if they don't have any of those, or you don't have a phone that's compatible, or you have a different source that you want to access the system on, our AUSB 20, yeah, there it is. It's a really cool piece. So that's going to go into your existing USB that's connected. Most OEs have that already, right? You can put a jump drive in, except it won't look for files. It'll just take out the audio and stream it. So you put those into, say, your CD player or your DVD player, left and right RCA, and just plug it into your USB device that's connected to your OE head deck, and it'll give you access to that audio.
Ooh, how about CD? I know it's a little old school, but are there any CD solutions?
So we have our CD USB 20. And that again works similar to this. Yep, there it is. So USB, you drop it in. The housing, you can vertically mount it. It'll play CDs. It's got a nice rubberized housing. The interface is great. Unfortunately, the question always comes up is it working for every vehicle? And it doesn't. It works on select vehicles, but it is a great piece in a lot of cases where people. That's their only option, to be quite honest with you. Most cars are not coming with CD players anymore. So
I imagine there's a chart somewhere that they can refer to.
Yeah, there's not. We do have a listing of vehicles that it doesn't work on, but unfortunately, again, this is a media that is dying, right? So occasionally you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons, like we talked about earlier. We want to make it affordable and give it a solution, but we're not going to throw 100 techs on that going through every single vehicle on a media that we don't expect to be around. We didn't expect to still be around, to be honest with you, right? So yeah.
I kind of went back to one, on my 2 channel at home just for nostalgic purposes, but that's about it.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna introduce a record player here shortly, maybe an 8-track. We're bringing it back.
That streams Bluetooth somehow.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. So we touched on, I think in the last one, we're going to skip because I want to make sure that we have Alan coming on. He's going to talk about some of Bueller automotive products.
But what about heads-up displays?
Yeah, the future. I'll touch on that really quick. I mean, I think one thing that Bueller and Accele, both divisions, are working on heavily is heads up. I think with the autonomous vehicle, I just think that I think that the window becomes a different playground for everybody, in becomes something different for everybody. Everybody's going to want something different in that car environment, and that's really something that the dealers need to focus on moving forward. Is making that cabin what people want. Maybe they want an office, maybe they want a gaming, maybe they want it more of an entertainment system. But really utilizing that windshield for other things, and starting with obviously communication on how you're driving. So we have a couple different versions of the heads up displays that reflect up speed, direction, time, vehicle temp, et cetera, et cetera. And there's other, check out like the HUD 500 BT that has a little module in it that'll communicate with your phone. So if you have apps like Torque, or other vehicle diagnostic apps, this will communicate with that as well. So it'll reflect up onto the windshield for you, and you can kind of communicate it with. You can actually clear codes on that, believe it or not.
And that's a direct plug-in OBD2.
Yeah. Yep. And so, it's a really quick install, little calibration, and you're good to go.
All right.
So that's kind of a snapshot on how we do on Bueller Consumer. The next side of Bueller is Bueller Automotive, and that's what everyone really kind of knows us for, which is relays, sockets, more of that technology. And I don't think there's anyone better to explain that to us than the man that started it, and that's Alan.
Well, hello, Alan.
Well,
you magically appeared on cue.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, who brought the boss?
I've been listening.
Welcome to CMA Industry Week, Alan.
Happy to be with you guys.
So we're talking about Bueller, and I know that every time
Right.
Christian mentioned Bueller, he always somehow always brings your name up as well. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen. This, like I said at the top of the session, is really where I associate Bueller with. So it's great to hear the other products that Christian just went through. Talk us a little bit about Bueller.
Well, Bueller, we actually started about 25 years ago. We were trying to get, at that time, Bosch relays were the only relays really available. And so we came up with our own line of relays. And as time went on, Bosch discontinued some relays. They had some really neat relays that had spike suppression built in, and they made the prices so astronomical, and they only produced them in Germany, so the prices went crazy. So we decided to get into it, and that was in the early 90s. And before you know it, we've got so many products. As you're scrolling through, you could see there. The main thing I want to get across to most people is our regular relays. We have two different types. We have the ones with a socket. Well, obviously, they both fit into sockets. Two different types. One has a mounting tab on it, and the other one does not. But not only that, we have two versions, which is very cool for most installers.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to put you up there.
One of them has epoxy on them, and the other one does not. The one on this side with the epoxy, that's waterproof. So we actually offer a waterproof relay. So a lot of people in Florida or in areas where it's real humid or any environment that's wet, this would be the relay to have. It's the part number 5084.
Power sports, marine,
Any
outdoor, agriculture, fleet. My God, so many applications.
It's not necessary. It sometimes is, because if you put a relay in the engine compartment and you go over a puddle, what happens? Water just splashes all over the place. So for sure you're not going to have an issue with water, and that's the way to do it with that.
What was the part number on that, Alan?
5084.
That one right there.
The
Waterproof.
84 is the one with the tab, you could see there. And if you put a W at the end of it, you get the one without the mounting tab, which is the same thing without the mounting tab.
That right there.
Right.
All right.
Hey, Alan, touch on that 5083. Talk about the just the circuit protection on that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. First of all, we have copper contacts on the relays itself, the ones that carry the current. So it gives you a very good connection. You could see the side ones are 10. we have 40 60 amp contacts. We use AGSNO2, which are silver contacts. They're actually made in Japan, the contacts, but we assemble everything in China. So we get a China cost with a Japan type of quality. And that's why the relays have been so successful, because we have a very competitive price based on what the quality of the product is. The other thing we did, like we were talking about, when Bosch discontinued some of their relays, we put in a negative spike suppression in the relay, which is basically a metal film resistor. It goes across the coil. What it does is it takes away the spark or negative feedback. Like if you take a regular relay on the market and you attach it to power for a second, you'll have a big spark come out. Well, when you do that with the Bueller relays, nothing happens. It just works. There's no spark. That means you're not putting a spike in the electrical system that may damage other equipment that you may have. So it's a much safer relay to use. So we have, instead of 30, 40 amp, we have 40, 60. We have the negative spike suppression, and we also have a waterproof version, which other people don't have. So three huge advantages in the line for Bueller.
So that would be the 5083W for waterproof, no tab.
Yeah, no, the W is without the tab.
Without the tab.
Yeah,
Correct.
so the 5083s are the regular relay with the tab without, and
Okay.
the 5084 are the waterproof versions
There you go.
of the
All right.
same relay. The other thing I think we need to talk about, which has been very successful, is solutions for installers. People run into problems finding accessory wires in the newer cars. I'm sure every installer has come across a problem like that. And in order to solve that, we have actually two solutions, other than looking for the wire that it's hard to find. One of them is a unit here where it basically, it's got three wires. It's got power in, ground, and power out. That's it. And this will give you accessory. You can hook this up anywhere in the vehicle. What it's doing is it's detecting voltage. When your car voltage goes over 13.5 volt, it automatically kicks on the accessory output. So when the voltage goes down, it goes down a little bit more, and then when it goes real low, it'll turn off. So basically, it's giving you accessory where you don't have an accessory. Now, of course, if you have an electric car, it's not going to help you because you have no alternator to make the voltage go up and down.
There's no fluctuation.
Yeah, we've had a couple of people call and say it's not working. We go, "What do you have?" He goes, "Oh, Tesla."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we can't help
we can't help you
one.
with that.
Yeah.
No, actually, that was one of the ideas that we came up with a second solution, like in the Tesla, how to find accessory where there is no, easy way to do it, like an electric car. So we just came out with a unit, and it's the Bueller low voltage relay. What I mean by that is, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, we sure
Easier
can.
to see.
Yeah, maybe back up a little bit. It's got to focus.
Okay.
There
There
it
it
is.
is. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Low voltage current trigger relay. Look how low it triggers. It goes down to
1.5.
1.5 volt,
1.5 volt.
Wow.
2
Okay.
milliamps. That's less than an LED. So with this relay, you basically can tap any wire you see. If your voltmeter detects something, you can tap into it,
This will detect
and
it. Yeah.
and you're done. You got an accessory. And of course, at 2 milliamps, it's not going to cause any problem to any electrical in any car because it's so small. It's not
Is,
going to
what,
trigger your warning lights and your computer in your vehicle.
is that
So
is that one on the website, Alan?
I think, Chris, is it up there?
I don't know
What's
if we
the-
loaded that up yet.
511 LV.
Yeah. Yeah. BU511LV.
That's the part number.
BU511LV.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
I saw
pretty
that
new.
one.
Yeah, I don't think I
Yeah,
jumped that up
it's
there
a
yet.
new
Okay.
one.
New.
It's been about a month or two.
All right.
Yeah, we've been doing. So basically, we got two solutions. Voltage detection or voltage detection off a wire. Both of them, they're not going to do anything to your vehicle. They're just safe ways to get accessory in your car. Now, we do have regular time delay relays, and we are doing very, very well with these because of problems with stereo systems. Give you an example. Let's say you put in a stereo head unit with an amplifier. Well, most of the time, there's some kind of an issue, or there's a pop noise when you start the car, or a pop noise when you take the key out of the ignition. And what's the cause of that? Obviously, it's the noise from the radio turning off, feeding into the amp, and the amp makes this boom sound. Sometimes it could be pretty dangerous for your speakers because sometimes that volume is so high that it will actually damage some speakers. So these two time delay relays, there's one that when you take off the trigger, it stays on for another certain amount of time. And that certain amount of time is adjustable with a potentiometer that's there on the top of the unit. I don't know if you can see that too well. Well, that's okay. There's a control potentiometer in here. You just put it in there and you can adjust the timing anywhere from a couple of seconds up to 3 minutes. So in a case of a stereo, all you do is you just hook this up into your accessory for the radio. So when you take the key out of the ignition, this keeps your accessory on for another, let's say, 5 seconds. So when you take the key out, the amplifier is already turned off. 5 seconds later,
then it gets the pop.
Turns on.
Right, right.
So there is a pop, but the amp's already off, so nothing happens.
Nice. That's a sweet little trick.
Is that a sweet trick?
That is a sweet trick.
And it's most people don't realize that could be used like this, and it works 100% of the time.
Amazing.
Now, if you have a problem on the other end when you're turning it on, because the amp takes a little, a lot of them take a while to turn up and turn on. So, but when you turn on the accessory, the radio has a pop when it's starting, and the amp picks that up and goes boom right when you're starting. And to stop that, use the time delay, which is the
delay
opposite.
version, the opposite.
Yeah, it has a delay before turning on. So you delay your amplifier turning on by 3 seconds, let's say.
So what are the costs of these two relays?
Yeah, in US dollars, you're talking about $10.
So
yeah,
amazing.
And the thing is,
you just need to know about them. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You need to know about them.
Oh yeah, and here's the deal: we made it so you have a socket. Any relay socket will work. Just plug it in there, and you got your wires, and there you go.
No soldering required.
Yeah, no soldering because
guys, it's been incredible.
With all this programmable stuff with 14 different functions. Then you got to get your wires out, and so simple. Very simple.
Alan, we can't thank you enough for being on with us. We're unfortunately out of time for this session, but thank you so much for sharing some knowledge. Why didn't you bring him in earlier, Chris? This guy's got some tricks.
I know, yeah. Well, obviously I brought him for that segment. It's way over. It's over here, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
Give me a spreadsheet and a chocolate bar, right?
I'll tell you what. But we got lots of opportunity during the season, Chris. We're going to connect again through our connected episodes and whatnot. And maybe we can get Alan on to share some more tricks because I know installers do appreciate that. Thank you so much, Alan.
Man.
No problem.
Chris, what can I say? It's been a blast. We cover a lot. But I do encourage everybody, take a closer look at Accele Electronics. Huge lineup, over 6,000 SKUs, all broken down very concisely.
Double check our website.
Double check the website.
Importel and B&B, and give us a shot, guys. Right, we have something for you.
And there are specials going on at both distributors, so make sure you get a hold of them. Christian, it's been a blast. Thank you.
Peace
out. There you have it, guys. That brings our session of Accele Electronics to an end here on day 4 of CMA Industry. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.